everybody, it's me, Spidey.
And I am Kisame Unlimited.
And I'm gonna do a top 10 favorite normal monsters in the game. And you're looking at my list right now, and it's fine for you to look at this.
Some of them
because they're normal monsters, nothing crazy to see.
That's true. A lot of them I'm kind of curious why it outclasses whom, but I'm curious.
Now, before I go into my list of my favorite normal monsters, like the video if you want to see more top 10 segment continue.
If you like the video, if this video does really good, maybe I'll do my top 10 favorite normal monsters.
Now, this is just before you go into it. Before I get to go into it, some of these cards are going to tell you a lot about me personally and my history and stories in Yu-Gi-Oh! And, you know, some of these other cards I like purely based on artwork. So, going into it, let's get it started.
You see,
you're looking at
every time he's ever made a video and he ever talks about an old card, like about an old card, he's always like Root Water old, and you always go back to Root Water. I actually did not know you around the time with Root Water, so I don't know.
Root Water is the first Yu-Gi-Oh card I ever got. It was the first. Literally, when I couldn't get packs and I couldn't afford the starter decks, I remember my Cody, my little brother. If he passed his test, his teacher would give him like a card, like that's like something they could earn, and like that was the card that he got. And he brought home, and I beat him for it because we only had 2 cards. It was like that, and then there was some other. No, eventually it was that.
You took Root Water from Cody.
Well, no, because he got that, and then the next week he got Fiery Ayu. And then, like, I knew Fiery Ayu had more attack points. He didn't know how Yu-Gi-Oh! Worked. And I was like, oh, let's duel. And it was just like, my monster's stronger than his monster, and I beat that. And then it was funny, because then the third week, the card he got was Power of Kishin, which powers up an Aqua monster by 300 attack points. So then it was a stalemate. So it was just like, it was a very crazy, like, it was just my starting to Yu-Gi-Oh! To make me feel like I was part of the show.
That's funny.
Yes, it was just... Root Water, even though he looks... And it's funny, it's like an underworld Sea King, and like, he's the Sea King, and he has 800 attack, but Root Water is like 900. So it's just... I love this card purely because it's my start in Yu-Gi-Oh! Mm-hmm. So, for anybody who didn't know, when I talk about Root Water, it is purely based on my roots.
How you feel towards that is how I am with Crimson Sunbird.
Yeah.
Because it was like my boss monster, and then I was like, I gotta power it up, now I can fight Dark Magician and Blue Wasp. I'm like, that's funny.
Now, number 9.
This card I don't know anything about.
Number 9.
I know who he is, but...
He is also one of my very first Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that I ever got in the game before I can get a structure deck. Mm-hmm. Now, Dark King of the Abyss, one reason why I love this card, I loved this card, because I thought he had a Spirit Bomb in his hand.
Oh.
Like, I thought that was like a Spirit Bomb.
You know what it looks like for me?
What?
It looks like he's like he fell in a well and he's like, I'm gonna get out.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna get out.
It was so many different aspects of life, and then once I got like one of those my very first like Yu-Gi-Oh!
But I could see how you could view it as that.
Yeah, like, it looks like he's holding it, like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up, like he looks so cool.
He's like, ah, man.
Like that was, and I loved his art. I loved his artwork growing like as a kid. And like,
he looks disturbing. Skull Servant seems friendly. He seems like he'll
1200 attack points. You fucking right. You fucking disturbing. And like when I first got one of my first Yu-Gi-Oh games, and like they showed you what the card looked like outside of just the card image, you can see his whole body. And so I was like, ruined it. Like you ruined it. Like I thought he had like this cape, and he was just like this fucking dude that's going around. Like,
what do he look like?
Like some shrimp. Like some fucking skeleton, skinny neck. Flame Champion. Do you know why he's my number 8?
It's basically for the same reasons as the other 2. You had him when you were younger. Didn't you say you like...
I did have him when I was younger, but he was a card that I didn't get when I was like first coming up in Yu-Gi-Oh! He was just a card I've always decided because when I got my Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's a shame that he's level 5, because if he was level 4, maybe you could find a way to make him work.
I would love if he was level 4. My thing with him is...
How much attack does he have?
1900.
Now, you see, if it matters if he has a 19 beat stick with like 4 stars.
There's a reason why every card is where it's out of my list. This card is basically here purely for artwork. I saw him in the video game, thought he had the coolest artwork, and I worked really hard to get that card. And I finally got him and everything. But I really like this card just purely on his artwork. If you saw the video, top 10 favorite artwork, Yu-Gi-Oh! Artwork cards. He's in that list. I love the flames. I love his armor. I love his hair. I love the face. I love everything about him. He looks like he could be Moth from like with like different armor. Like he's really cool. Beast of Talwar.
He has the most gorgeous fucking fabulous fucking artwork.
He's so dark. There's no details in this. All you see is abs, wings, swords. That's it. You don't see his face.
You know what I like? I like the positions of the swords. He's just like a shady motherfucker. He's just one of those kind of like cards that were made where it looks like he's going to wreck anything.
You know why?
He could have passed for like a 4-star beat stick, but he just looks like a card that like badass.
You know why why I love this card?
We had him when we were like I think when we met, kinda. I think we did.
I have never owned this card in English. This card, no matter what.
Japanese.
Yes, he is the reason why I say Japanese. The way I say Japanese. Like I used to like when I'm like there was a point in my life where I moved and then like
when I first met Spidey. I'm gonna say this now. Me and my friend Sean would have some cards that we knew what they were, but some of them were just normal monsters. And we would play with Japanese cards sometimes because we didn't care that much. When we met him, if you used a Japanese card, he's like, you didn't. He's like, you didn't beat me. You didn't beat me. You fucking scrub. Japanese. You burnt that into my head when I was, because I known you for I want to say 10 years. So I known you for 10 years, and I'm like 24. So I was like 14, 13, and hearing Japanese, and I was like, Japanese, and I was just like, okay, fine, I won't play Japanese cards anymore. Happy? Japanese.
Yes, this card is on my list because I've never owned this card in English. Sorry, I'm talking with food in my mouth. But the reason why I love this card because when I moved and I couldn't get Yu-Gi-Oh cards, there was this vending machine and. Where it was a vending machine where that was the only way I could get Yu-Gi-Oh! By buying it from this vending machine. And when I bought cards from this vending machine, I was under the impression that these cards would fucking be real. Because when I had to get cards, there was this park where everybody played Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's where I used to go.
Park by your house?
Yeah, by the apartment. When I lived in that apartment, there's like a park right there. And
I'm talking about your house now.
No, not my house now. Yeah. But
I know
in that area where I moved, there was an area in park where people could play Yu-Gi-Oh! And then when I got them my old cards, I'm like, oh, I need some new cards. There was a vending machine. I went there to buy Yu-Gi-Oh! cards, and fucking shits were all Japanese, and it was like 3 of this niggas up in my shit, and I probably still have this card, Japanese version, in my goddamn house that I live in now, 10 years later, that I have this fucking card, he's in my house just sitting there, and I'm always be like, who the fuck are you? You look cool as hell, and I want to use you, but you're Japanese, I don't know if you're like nigger killer, I don't know who you are. Nigger killer. Gagagigo, like you said, you saw it in my little brother's deck. Yeah. It's one of the reasons why he was in my little brother's deck and not one of my decks because we had 1900 beat stick monsters. Yeah. He was 1850. He wasn't strong enough to make it to my deck, so he can get to my little brother. Because I really liked him. I wanted him to get a shot.
We were like Gemini Elf, Insect Knight, Boss Raider, Luster Dragon.
No, but remember before that, it was like Neo Bug and Opticlops and like shit like
that. Yeah, I remember that. I mean, Opticlops.
Yeah, it was like Opticlop, Neo Bug, but then we moved up to 1900 monsters.
And then
he wasn't
a step further.
No, but like he wasn't there, and I loved his artwork, and I love the fact that he got the level 6 version, the Gagagigo, the Gagagigo, and then he got the Gagagigo. Like he had the super version. Yeah. And I love the fact that Konami took the time to give him not support, but just more around him. They realized that this is just a really great, cool looking nigga. I loved his sleeves. I love the sleeve on his arm. He's just such a cool looking card, artwork wise. Somebody who I've always
I tried using him when I first made God. He was originally in there because he was a reptile. He was able to be used with Alien Brain. I was able to use him with Rabbit. He had good attack points. I was able to play Bahamut Shark with him. There was a lot of combos I liked with him. The only problem was they fucking took Rabbit from me.
Sky Scout, a.k.a. Harpy's brother, a.k.a. Konami, what the fuck are you doing? Shots fired. You have disrespected me. You have disrespected the game. This is something that I do not respect. He is up. Only reason why he's so high up is because of what Konami did to him. If they would have just left him the way he was, he'd have probably not even been on the list. At most, he'd be number 9.
I don't really get it. Like, why? Like, why would you put him, like, so high on, like, your favorites?
Because he was
I remember him.
He's the reason I play Harpies. Growing up, when Yu-Gi-Oh! First started, my best friend, he played cards, and all his decks were women related. He had Amazons and he had Harpies.
Yeah.
And then he wanted me to play Harpies when he didn't play Harpies, when he stopped playing. He wanted me to play. I was like, he wanted me to pick up one of his decks, but I was like, Amazons, I'm like, I don't know.
You know the real funny thing is, I don't know why it really needed the change, because they didn't want, I guess, like the new Harpy support to abuse him.
Yes.
But honestly, deep down, I don't really think that the new Harpy support could have abused a normal monster with decent attack so much. It's like
Extra plays, they'd rather you go to Harpy trick that's level like what 2, 1 or some shit like that. They didn't want that level 4. It was mainly because he's level 4 and it goes into more XYZ toolbox type plays. So my main reason why he's here is because, like I said, had a best friend, played Harpies, he played Amazons. He stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh! He wanted me to pick up either Amazons or his Harpy deck. I was like, Amazons, those big bitches, I ain't comfortable with them. Harpy ladies, they're very feminine, I ain't with it. And then they're like, oh, Harpy brother is out. And it's like, oh, they have a man. Like, I can use them. And then, obviously...
And now you lost him, and now...
It was just, obviously, he wasn't in the competitive version of it, but I knew he was in the family. Like, he was in the family. Like, he was like their brother. They should just change his name to Harpy's brother-in-law, and now he's been removed. Like, he's been divorced from the family. Moon Envoy. Purely based on artwork. The coolest looking normal monster that has ever been related that I cannot make a deck for. The more that I can't make a deck for it, the more that makes me like it. You could use
Rabbit, he's level 4. You could play Starlet.
One Rescue Rabbit, and then what?
Starlet, like the Paladin Domino can play. You could abuse him, because...
Yeah, Paladynamo, yeah, then what?
Omega.
And then what?
M7.
And then what? With just him and one rabbit, that's gonna work in a deck.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's the best he could pull out of his ass.
Yeah, be a dead draw. Any other play?
Basically.
Yeah. So you're like what? Like I want to hear what? Comment down below. What can you do with this? That's the reason why he's so up. The more that I love a card's artwork, and the less I can use it, makes me like it more. It's just like I like you. And they're like, well, you can't use it. Fuck you, I like him more. Like, it's like I'm like a woman. It's like, you can't be with him, he's black. No! I want him! Like, it's just very simple reasoning, but that's the reason why I love that shit.
He would actually be very high up on my list. I love Genwolf Werewolf.
Genwolf Werewolf represents this. He represents...
us.
He is the pinnacle of a beat stick monster. He is the
I really wish that he had 0 defense points. If he had 0 defense points, I'd probably be using him today. When Fire Fists were in their prime and people were using him, I was so happy. I didn't like it, because I was like, using my shotgun. But at the same time, I was like, you know what, seeing him used even in the slightest made me happy, and I will only like the super rare version. They reprinted him as a shitty, disgusting common. They reprinted him as a disgusting common nasty. But that super with that, the glow of his, like, he's just...
I will never forget.
Sexy.
I will never in my life forget when this card came out and we were in high school and I was like, after school, I'm going to the card shop and I'm going to get that card. You're like, no, you're not, because I'm going to cut school and I'm going to leave my house and go to the card shop when it opens, and then I'm going to get it. I'm like, well, I guess I got to leave early enough to beat him, and then I didn't beat him. But it was
then I didn't go to school. I was like, oh yeah. Then they're like, Anthony, you're failing your classes. Fuck.
I got Genwolf Werewolf.
Fuck you, bitch.
I failed class, but I passed Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I passed beating Evan. Because the rivalry between me and him
was so strong when Genwolf was around.
It was...
Nothing was important in life.
Yeah. And
dueling back and forth with us was the only thing important at the time.
It was...
The relationships, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. It was...
School, who gave a fuck? Winning.
It is the pinnacle of what me and him are. The way, the rivalry between us and how we dueled each other using beat stick monsters and slow ass trap cards.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that your number 2 outclassed that. I feel like Genwolf should be number 2 and number 3 should be that.
Well, like I said, there's a lot of deep meaning behind this card.
I want to know the deep
There's
meaning.
a lot of deep meaning behind Genwolf Werewolf, but at the end of the day,
you know what I don't like? If we ask the subscribers, like, what's your top 10 favorite, like, normal monsters? Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, Gaia, Curse of Dragon, kind of Feral Lamp a little, Beaver Warrior definitely, Shining Friendship. I'm gonna be like, shut the fuck up.
Now I know you're looking
Was
at
it a
me,
certain artwork or just Dark Magician in general?
kind of in a sense, a certain artwork. I got the 10 version, the promo 10
The
version.
green hand fucker?
No, this one. He was this one, but back in the day.
Oh, okay, because that one's good. Because there's one where he's like, and his hand's green, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? He looks like a person there.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I mean, this particular artwork of him, but it was just a certain rarity version of him.
Secret.
Yeah, because he had the shiny sparkles in it, and all around him and everything. He was from the first starter. No, did I get him from a starter deck? He was from a 10.
You sure he wasn't from the video game? Because you might have had the DDS one. The DDS one was secret.
Whatever. The thing is that I beat my friend for it. I was playing for cards because back in those days, it's all black people could do is play for shit. If you were good at something, you got to play for it. Just how you show your worth around here. So I played my friend for the card and I beat him and then I added him.
Hustler.
And this was back in the day when like Pegasus starter deck came out and Joey starter deck came out. So I beat him. I got this card, and he was the headliner of my deck. Like, you know, whenever you have your deck, you have like that bottom card that like kind of like gave away who you were as a duelist, like that. Because it was like whoever your bottom, like you know, I don't know if you guys are that old, but I'm that old.
Yeah,
like,
we're very
whenever you
old
have your deck, you have your bottom card is like your star player. Like he's the nigga, and like I had that. He was the dude for me. Like I got Dark Magician, I got Jigen Bakudan, I got like all my cards, and he was the card.
This feels so nostalgic. This video. Yeah, I like this video. And I would like it.
But he was a card that was taken from me back in the 6th grade.
What do you mean he was taken?
In the 6th grade, when Yu-Gi-Oh was going crazy and people were playing for cards, people used to like have like a starter deck or like just a fucking pile of shitty commons, run in the hallways, throw the shits in the air. Kids would fight over Yu-Gi-Oh! Fist fights over commons, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, shit like that, and too many fights were breaking out. So the dean, they would come into class like, if anybody's got Yu-Gi-Oh, yes, if anybody
took your cards,
if anybody got Yu-Gi-Oh cards, just give them up to me right now.
And then your friends say, oh, you know, I just gave him
half. I didn't give him the whole. Yeah, I had to give him the whole. Oh, no, I didn't know. And like I cried like that. Was a very defining moment in my life because I cried and everybody saw me crying over from fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And in my head, I'm like, Evan, these are Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Why are you crying? And I'm like, well, guess what? If everybody's gonna fucking see me cry over some goddamn Yu-Gi-Oh cards,
make everyone else cry.
No, I'm gonna be pretty fucking good at this shit because that was the reason why I'm so competitive. So Dark Magician to me represents why I'm so competitive and why I'm so hell-bent on making a Dark Magician deck. And right now, the Eternal Soul and those other cards, they haven't made it to the TCG yet. I'm waiting for those to come out, and that's when I'm going to make my move and make a Dark Magician deck. He is the reason why I'm competitive.
This is where everyone in the video takes a spot now, moment of silence, where all of us are going to, you right now on your side of the computer, we're going to go back and we're going to give Spidey a clap. Give Spidey a good thing of applause.
What?
I don't know, it just sounded like a really nice story.
He was my favorite card. I even made broken ass support for it. If you haven't seen it, go to the Cause
I just remember when they made Obnoxious Celtic Guardian, like Obnoxious Celtic Guardian.
I always call him Obnoxious Celtic Guardian. You can't stop me from doing that. I don't care. You can be the fucking grammar police. I'll beat your fucking ass. Hey, he's Celtic Guardian. He's not really a guardian. You fuck you. I don't care. He's my favorite card.
I've seen that card for so long, Obnoxious Celtic Guardian, just like built into my brain.
And even Celtic Guardian. And then the fact that it is 2015 and I can play Obnoxious Celtic Guardian because
Is there any more history of you loving it? Because every single time you ever say how much you love it, you say, I love the idea of seeing something like a Celtic Guardian taking out a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. You always keep going to that analogy. Is there another reason of you and your... I think you should tell the fans your first experience holding that card and your first experience getting that card.
Well, no, I mean first getting the card was very like I liked him from the show, got him in real life, and then no matter what, this is a reason why Celtic Guardian is why I feel not why I play Yu-Gi-Oh and not why because Dark Magician is why I'm competitive, but Celtic Guardian to me represents why I play the way I play and why I make decks the way I play them, why I make them the way I make them. I make cards and I make decks based on the cards that I like because I'm never gonna abandon the cards that made me who I am in Yu-Gi-Oh.
I even said it on Facebook page. I said it on the Facebook page. I said I miss the days where people actually played what they like over the top 5 OP/best decks in the game currently. Because no matter what, even with the 6-Bit the Pain Challenge, I'm even going to do this. I said to myself, I'm like, I could run 6 decks. They could be whatever I choose them to be. But down the middle, I'm going to give the best of both worlds. I'm going to pick 3 mainstream OP decks in the game. And I'm also going to pick 3 fun casual decks that I find fun. I'll run Kaiju Gradles as competitive. I'll run Magispectors as my OP deck, but I'm still going to remember Constellars, decks that like Spellbooks, like they're not OP anymore, but I had a fond spot for them when they were really good. And now that they're shitty, I'm going to play them because I like them for what they are. And you see, I like to showcase that I have a soft spot and then I'm very competitive at the same time.
But like I said, no matter what, I've kept this card, and Kisame can prove it.
Yep.
I've had Celtic Guardian with me. I'm not Celtic Guardian are the same thing to me. I don't care what you say. They're the same card.
Look at
he just got a buff.
He got so many
I didn't like.
arts.
Yeah, I actually did not like this one. I thought he was gonna be cooler. I just didn't like the fact that they made the picture green. They should have put the real colors in it. And then that one I thought was lazy artwork. But I'm not Celtic Guardian was the best to me because he was just the same card, just with like, ability.
I remember they had a nice super ultra version of it.
I still have that nigga. Yeah. I still have that. And the fact that I can play not just Celtic Guardian and my master deck with Shaddolls and Heroes, some of my favorite fucking cards, and the deck is fucking competitive and really fucking great. It means so much to me. This man can tell you I have been playing Nibblemon manga for fucking 12 years!
Before I met you.
Yes!
I was like, I attacked you. You attacked my Nibblemon manga.
What's that? Yeah.
And then I took you to my friend's house so I could duel you in person because I kept dueling you over the phone. I'm like, never heard of this fucking card.
Yeah, I remember when you first got on, you're like, I gotta see this!
I gotta see this card! I don't know what this is, but it keeps fucking me in the end!
Yeah, he's like, it sounds fake.
And then I attacked that card. I was like, you attacked my number. I know that card! I have one of those! And it's in my fucking thing of tins. Piece of garbage. Now I said, alright, now I gotta go get 2 more. One pack!
So I'm not just a Celtic Guardian.
And you were like, it's from Dark Revelation to Dark Beginners, the pack that has fucking 200 cards. I'm like, oh, I'll never get it.
I remember that. But that card...
Oh, God, good memories.
Celtic Guardian just represents everything that I am in Yu-Gi-Oh!
This video is going to be like a half hour.
I don't give a shit. You're getting more than just a top 10 list. You're getting history behind me and why I do some of the things I do in Yu-Gi-Oh! And why he does some of the things he does in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I said, I know the video is going to be super long. I'm sorry, Future Evan, for editing this. Hopefully you have liked the video if you felt any sense of nostalgia. And
like the video, comment below your top 10 favorite cards that you had as a kid that were normal monsters, and don't forget.
Yeah, because normal monsters meant so much because they didn't have effects.
Yeah,
they didn't
were
serve,
preference. They were like what you thought.
Exactly.
Man.
They served no purpose outside of what you liked it. Because that's the only reason why you would play the shit. There are other cards that have the same stat. Alright, so yes, that's our list. Comment down below anything like that. Me and him, like the Facebook page and all our personal channels and other things like that. Please like the video, comment down below your opinions and other things like that. And yeah, this is just who I am in Yu-Gi-Oh! Get used to it.